Hey everybody, to begin today's third grade worksheet, we are going to be starting off with estimating the sum. So the process is quite simple, and as the instructions say, you're going to find the sum and you're just going to estimate it. So let's try off with number 1. So 42 plus 19. So we're going to find the sum of that. So let's just do that. We're going to add vertically. So 2 plus 9 is 11. And we're going to carry the 1, and then 1 plus 4 plus 1 is 6, so you get 61. Now we're going to determine whether to round 60, round like down or up. So we're going to rely on this 1. And as you guys should remember, any number below 5 you round down, also just staying the same. But if the number is 5 or up, then you round up to the next number. But obviously, because 1 is less than 5, you simply get 60. But something a little harder like 8. So let's just add this first. 22 plus 99. 2 plus 9 is 11. 1 plus 2 plus 9 is 12. So now we're going to be focusing on this 100 and how are we going to determine it? By relying on this 2. And obviously, because 2 is less than 5, we're going to keep it at 100. Because remember, we're rounding the 100, not anything else. Everything else just kind of becomes irrelevant and just turns into zeros. Moving on. Next, we will be subtracting across zeros. It's just basically subtracting numbers with zeros. You have to borrow once in a while, and it can get a little hard. So we're just going to be practicing some today. So 20 minus 8. So obviously you can't do 0 minus 8. That's kind of impossible. You can't take away something that's not already there. So how do we do that? On a problem like this, you first have to borrow from the next number, which is the 2 from the 20. But how do you borrow? You just simply add a 1 over here, which becomes a 10, and you're going to take away that 1. Because you see, as you can see, 1 plus 1 is 2, and you just took away 1 of the 2, and you left with 1 of the 2. You can see what I mean. And so now we can do it. 10 minus 8 is 2. And obviously, you just bring down the 1, so the answer is 12. But something a little harder like number 6. 60 minus 52. So once again, we're going to be borrowing from the next number, which is 6 in this case. So we're just going to put that, and since 1 is taken away from 6, you will end up with 5. So now we're able to do this problem. So 10 minus 2 is 8. And 5 minus 5 is obviously 0. So you end up with the answer 8. Next, we will be finding the difference money version. So it's not much different from any other subtraction question, except you have to remember to put the 2 decimal places when you get the answer. So let's do number 1 together. Minus $3.99. Perfect. So you're just going to subtract vertically. So 9 minus 9 is 0. 9 minus 9 is 0. Remember the decimal point of the 2. Money is always going to be 2 decimal places no matter what. And then you get 5 minus 3, which is 2. So you get $2. You don't have to put the sign there, but if you would like. But something a little harder, like number 7. $8 minus $4.50. So it's just a little longer. It's not much harder. So yeah, let's just go for it. So 0 minus 0 is 0. Remember, we're going to do that little borrowing from the next number. So you borrow from 8. You get 7. So 10 minus 5 is 5. Remember the decimal point. And then 7 minus 4 is 3. So you get the answer of $3.50. Now, in the case of, but 0 doesn't exist. So yes, you can definitely just put 3.5. But remember, because this is money, just to be safe as always, you do want to put 2 decimal places. But yes, when you simplify this, it does become 3.5. And lastly, we will be doing 2-word problems. So let's try number 1 together. Cody needs to stock the barn with feed bags. He puts 54 feed bags on 9 shelves. From one shelf, he gave 4 feed bags to another farmer. How many feed bags are remaining on that shelf? So there's quite a lot of processes and it's a little confusing. So let's just underline the important factors first. He needs to put 54 bags on 9 shelves. From one shelf, he gave 4 bags to another farmer. How many feed bags are remaining on that shelf? So just that one shelf. We're not focusing on any other. But in order to determine how many is in one shelf, we need to do what? 54 divided by 9. Because we're distributing 54 onto 9. So, do a little mental math. 54 divided by 9 is 6. So, we have 6 bags on one shelf. And he gave 4 feed bags to one farmer. So, this is one shelf. Sorry, that's a little messy. Let me read it. But, as I'm rewriting, so he gave 1 away. Or he gave 4 away, so what do you do from the 6 bags? You subtract, right? So you do subtract 4 bags. And so how many bags are you left with on that shelf? 2 bags. So 2 bags is your answer. Moving on, let's do number 3 together. Jermaine collects stamps. He has 36 stamps. He stored them equally in 3 separate boxes. From one box, he gave his brother 5 stamps and 7 stamps to his best friend. How many boxes of stamps does he have left? So now we're talking about as a whole, right? Okay. Or as in how many boxes. So we're talking about boxes. So there might be decimals, there might not be, but let's see. So let's just underline the important things. This is the total. This is what he's dividing by. And this is how much he gives away. So let's just do 36 divided by 3, since that's how many are in each box. And obviously, when you do 36 divided by 3, you get 12 stamps. So let's just keep that in mind. But first, we need to see how many he's giving away. So we're going to add these 2 numbers. So 5 plus 7 is 12 stamps. Well, now it's asking how many boxes of stamps does he have? Well, 12 stamps minus 12 stamps is 0. And so he basically gave 1 box away. And so now what's 3 boxes minus 1 box? 2 boxes. So he is left with 2 boxes. So it's just a lot of different simple processes, but you need to know what order to do it in today's word problems. So I hope this helps and thank you for listening.